It's the SKOR North Twin Show.
Where Judd just makes sound effects into his microphone.
I'm doing the grid.
Was there a
for
bat
football.
click? Was there a bat click there? Did I hear?
No, I went like that because the Immaculate Grid for football today has the Vikings, Steelers, Vikings, Cowboys, and Vikings Commanders on it. So I just got one 2%. Mike Merriweather, the linebacker.
Mike Merriweather. Wow, dude.
Yep.
That's like that's like Jerry Burns era
Early
linebacker, right?
Early 90s. Yeah, it was like 89, 90. So, yeah, I was very pleased with myself. The football grid's hard.
We heard a deep sigh and like a clicking noise. And we were like,
that
Judd
was
having
it.
a heart attack? Is he okay over there?
No. I'm good. All good.
Well, we are all good too here, Twins fans, because I don't know if you heard, but the Twins finally won a playoff series for the first time in 21 years. Yeah.
We're gonna win, Twins.
That's right.
We're gonna score.
And now I have seen there's some Astros fans and media out there that are grabbing a social media clip of the Twins. Judd's got his Twins stocking cap on here, the crisp fall weather. It's great. But there's a bunch of Twins fans outside Target Field chanting, "We want Houston,"
Yeah,
right? We want Houston. And now Astros media and fans are like, that's a fatal mistake. Yeah. That's what Yankees fans wanted, and they got it, right? So apparently, I don't know, apparently like 15 Twins fans on TikTok chanting, "We want Houston" is the thing that's going to hulk up the Astros here and motivate them in this series.
Yeah, you know what? Whatever. Those two games were fun. If people want to chant something, let them chant something. I'm not going to. And that's not what's going to potentially win or lose the series for the Twins. So,
yeah,
I don't really care.
Whatever you need to get excited, Astros fans, media, maybe you're bored because you win these World Series and, you're just looking for a little extra motivation. That's fine.
You got the bye. Be a little rusty though.
Might be a little rusty.
I like the Twins. I like the Twins' game one chances far more engaged. And the key was, yes, you sprayed champagne after the Toronto series, but you then had a couple days to recover.
Yeah, that's the
it's
key.
Not like 2009 where you had to go right to New York and get your ass whooped.
Yeah. Yeah, not that I would say the Astros were probably rusty a little bit, but not that the Twins bats were clicking on all cylinders there. So
touche.
We are kind of waiting for that to happen. But we're going to be around for a great Minnesota sports weekend. We'll be giving you. I don't think we're going to do live vent lines because of some conflicts with like Vikings, Chiefs, and whatnot. But we will give you timely episodes, likely pie charts of blame and praise mixed into sort of recapping Twins playoff games, and then we will mix in vent line as it makes sense and see how far the Twins go. So this will be your home, the SKOR North Twin Show, which as of last night became one of the 10 highest rated baseball podcasts in America on the Apple charts, which is insane.
Take that, John Boy. Take that, Yankee show.
We did. We passed the John Boy Talking Yank show. There's not a whole lot to talk about with the Yanks right now because they're not gonna be playing this weekend.
I saw Aaron Boone previewing the series with them. I think going into the wild card series was talking. That was probably their last episode, I think.
Yeah. So we have passed them for now at least. But so thank you guys. We brought this show back 3 months ago to dive in here for this pennant run, and now the SKOR North Twin Show is off to the races again. So all right, let's get to Feedback Friday here, gentlemen, and then we'll get to an Immaculate Grid challenge. We've been stockpiling some of your questions and comments throughout the week. SKOR North app, YouTube comment section. Let's start with this one from Twitter here. Tony O'Malley. And he asks, who would win a series between the 2023 Twins and the 2002 Twins, the last Twins team to win a postseason series?
I like that question.
Who are you throwing out there for the starters, 2002? Brad Radke.
Yeah, so that team, that was a 94-win team in 2002.
Yep.
And their starting rotation was Johan Santana.
Oh, okay.
That was the first. He was like a partial starter. They brought him in kind of halfway through the year as a starter. Okay. So 23-year-old Johan Santana. You had somehow only 29-year-old Brad Radke, who seemed like he was 40 in 2002.
Been around a while, yeah.
Eric Milton, Rick Reed, Kyle Loesch, and Joe Mays were the other. They had 6 starters that pitched at least 14 starts. The bullpen, you had Eddie Guardado as your walk the plank closer, J.C. Romero, LaTroy Hawkins, Mike Jackson, Bob
Mike Jackson.
Wells, and Tony Fiore with his.
Bob Wells, man, loved his beer. Oh boy, was he was a epic bar guy in town. I'm gonna go with this year's Twins.
Wow.
I like the 0-2 lineup better than this lineup. I really do.
Yeah. Okay.
I think collectively that 2002 lineup is better than the collective of the 2023 lineup.
So you got a bunch of youngsters in this lineup here. You had
It's very comparable, but yeah.
Torrey Hunter, Jacques Jones. All these guys were under 29. So Torrey Hunter, Jacques Jones, Corey Koski, David Ortiz, AJ Pierzynski, Doug Minkiewicz, Luis Rivas, Christian Guzman. And then you also mixed in a good platoon hitter, Dustin Moore, and Matthew Lecroy as well. Plus Denny Hocking is kind of your roving utility guy.
And David Ortiz.
I said David Ortiz.
Oh, did you say Ortiz? Okay.
That's the team that was on the cover of ESPN, the magazine, with the team that saved baseball, right?
Yes.
With Jacques Jones and Torrey and I like especially if it's best 2 or 3, I like the starting pitching on this team more, because that was, to your point, Phil, not yet the dominant Santana.
Yeah, well,
he was good,
Wasn't
but he wasn't.
He in the bullpen warming up when Guardado was melting down in Game 5? I'm pretty sure he was, because when Hocking makes that catch, you can see
that's right.
Johan on the mound warming up.
Yeah, because their bullpen was like just down the line, right?
Yeah.
Is it still down the line?
Like it was at the Dome. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, Johan had by far the best ERA of that staff. He had a 2.99 earned run average in 108 innings. Yeah, I think, God, so Game 1, you'd get Johan versus Pablo.
Great question, though.
But then Game 2, if it's a 5-game series, I'm taking the 2023 Twins. Because I would trust, like, Joe Ryan would be better than any of these other guys. Bailey Ober, I think, would be. But Brad Radke was fine, but he wasn't like a dominant starter. The other thing is, it's hard. This era was very much a pitch to contact era for the Twins.
Yeah,
and this lineup would destroy that. So, and then this current pitching staff is the best strikeout pitching staff in baseball, and you'd be getting guys like Torrey Hunter and Jacques Jones to just swing out of their shoes. So some of it's like the eras are different, but I think I would lean toward the 2023 Twins.
Mm-hmm. It's close. I'm trying to find what Santana's postseason work was like in that run.
Yeah, I thought he was
curious.
more of a like Swiss Army knife swing man than he was a. Did he start any
So
of those games?
No.
He did not in the playoffs that year. He was coming out of the bullpen. So they started him like 14 games down the stretch.
Yep.
And then they made him a reliever in the playoffs.
And
so
he lost Game 5 to the Angels.
Okay. So really, even if he's not starting, even more reason to pick the 2023 Twins, because you'd be like Rick Reed or something would be one of the guys that you're facing, right? This one from Ryan Keel. Is Judd still nervous about the Twins management? He's been saying he doesn't trust them all year, and after the first 2 games, I think they've done all right. Polanco at third is a bit sketchy, but with Lewis unable to play the field, there's not that many good options. Are we still skeptical, or should we start to trust the Twins?
I like what they did first round. I will, the reaction to Barrios being lifted and going for matchups, I think you could debate, but the real mistake there was not made by Baldelli or the Twins. It was made by the Jays.
Yeah.
No, you know what? I will say, and I said this consistently late in the season, as long as they do the right thing, they're fine.
Yeah.
And I felt like for the most part in that first round, and it really starts with this too. And we discussed this, and it's one of the most important things. They went into the playoffs with the proper bullpen. No temptations. They left Buxton off the first round roster, which is very unfortunate, but I absolutely love the decision. Mm-hmm. So yes, if your question is the sports dad trust factor higher for Houston Twins? Absolutely is. Yes.
How many, like, and it's hard to just quantify this, but how many times can you think of like a legitimate World Series team that was able to get like 3 shots of life into their bullpen in the last week of the season? Typically bullpens getting worn down. You have an injury to like one of your main guys. Like that's the natural course of a baseball season. I can't like think of any like bullpen that all of a sudden just got, hey, 3 brand new fresh arms or rejuvenated arms that were coming off the injured list for a playoff run. It's kind of like unheard of.
Yeah. Some of this stuff, I can't decide if you give credit to the organization and front office or if it's just luck. Like Carlos Correa was one of the top 2 reasons why the Twins beat the Blue Jays in those 2 games, right? Well, Carlos Correa spent the entire offseason trying to sign with other teams. He tried to sign, he signed with the Giants, or almost did, right? Agreed, and then the physical and the ankle, and then the Mets.
Yeah.
And I guess credit to Falvey for at least being persistent with Correa and Scott Boras and kind of saying, hey, if you can't find a prom date, I still don't have one. Or I'm dating Kyle Farmer, but it's really not exclusive. Yeah.
You up? Yeah, you're right. You're right. It's a good point.
So, Carlos Correa coming back, is it credit to the front office or is it just super lucky that other teams and team doctors decided that they didn't want anything to do with his ankle? And then these relievers coming back, the Twins decided at the trade deadline, hey, based on the condition of this team, which is I think they were below 500 around the trade deadline, right? They decided we're not going to add a reliever. We're not going to take young pieces and trade for a reliever. We're just going to let this ride out and see what happens. And then the stars align at the end, and all of a sudden, Louis Varland, let's try him in the bullpen and see what happens. Boom, lights out at the end of the season, right? Let's see if Brock Stewart can come back. Boom, he comes back and he's healthy. Chris Paddock was almost always going to come back 15 months. So, I don't know. Some of it's just like the baseball gods are smiling on the Twins for the first time in 21 years with some of these moves. But, yeah, I don't know that there's not much to criticize with decision-making other than Polanco at third. But what are you supposed to do? Leave Julian out of the lineup? Leave Polanco out? I mean, they're in a tough spot with some of that stuff.
I also think that and they would, of course, not fess up, but I also think, and if this is the case, it's well earned. I think their previous deadline moves probably caused them to, at least if they have any self-awareness, question themselves too. Like, this team's made some good trades. They ain't at the deadline.
Yeah.
Sir, if I am correct about this, Sergio Romo is your best deadline pickup. I would far prefer to move Maeda to the bullpen and Varland. So, but I love the fact that they had the wherewithal to simply say this. You guys, in our opinion, were good enough at the start of the year. Things did change, obviously, but we're not going to mortgage more for the sake of this. And then the track record of the lack of success in doing that, to me, made that smarter. So they've made a lot of moves, or didn't make moves that I actually think are smart. And the other thing I'll keep going back to is the transformation of Max Kepler is one of the most incredible things I've seen.
That's another one where it's
he's
like,
unplayable.
Okay, he had been pretty damn bad and he's always been a good defensive outfielder. So there's some value in just having his glove and his range and stuff. So I understand that. But from a hitting perspective, 2020, 21, these are his prime years. And then the first 2 months, unplayably bad offensively. What did they see? I mean, clearly credit to them. Like, I don't think they were just crossing their fingers and hoping. I don't know if there was a come to Jesus conversation, if Matt Wallner getting called up kind of, motivated him, but they clearly saw something where everyone else, including us, was like, just dude, get him off the team. He's going to be a free agent. And he became one of their best hitters for 2 or 3 months. So credit, right? Go ahead, Dex.
I was going to say the deadline moves, though, and this was when they were selling, getting Joe Ryan for Nelson Cruz is actually probably their best deadline move.
Oh no, sure. Yeah. I'm saying when they're trying to improve. But yes, that's a great he's made some good trades.
Yeah.
But when he's tried to improve the club for a playoff run, it's been a bleeping disaster. But yes, the Cruz trade turns out to be a fantastic trade.
Brian Mumford chimes in here, says, reflecting on the Lopez Arise trade, regular season stats make it appear as a draw. Both are quality players that provide different benefits. However, the wild card series became the evidence that the Twins won the trade. And this has nothing to do with how poorly Arise hit in the series that the Marlins lost and how well Lopez pitched. Lopez, similar to Big Papi in Boston, embraced the Twins curse. He donned a Johan jersey.
Yep.
He spoke knowledgeably about the 0-18 streak and what it meant to fans in baseball. His savvy and his IQ made him more of a symbol for fans than the 200 strikeouts or the 200 hits for Lopez or Rise. I love this take. This is a great take.
Totally hear this take. Yes. Yes. And the fact that he showed up and grew up idolizing Santana and then showed up at the stadium with like, hey, all right, let's go. Yes. It's a point that, you know, he seems Lopez does like a really nice guy, but that was sort of and it wasn't like cockiness. That's the wrong word, but it was a confidence or like, again, a self-awareness thing of the team that, yes, I completely hear that this take. And now that we've seen that, it was really cool. He's right about that.
Yep. Leaning into it, man. Like, it's the first time that a Twins team in full, besides Dave St. Peter saying it's time to slay the dragon, which was more of like a general rallying cry.
Yep.
It's the first time a Twins team during the 0-18 said, let's talk about the streak. Let's roll around in the streak. You know, let's not be afraid of the streak. Let's taunt the streak a little bit by wearing Johan Santana's jersey and
that
just
was a
be
really
more
cool
comfortable
thing.
with it.
That's a really good point. That was a super cool acknowledgement and a nod as well to a great pitcher. That was a really, really cool thing to do.
Love it. We should bring Johan back to throw out the first. We've already thrown out Tom Kelly throughout the first pitch. We have Morneau and Gardy. What if we get Johan back for game 3 throughout the first pitch? Make a phone call?
So it was Gardy and Morneau. Yeah, you know what? Yes. Yes. Okay. I like that.
Terry Nordenstrom says, am I a terrible person? I think I watched 5 videos of Toronto bloggers moaning and crying over the Blue Jays loss to the Twins. It was so sweet to watch another team's misery instead of going through this with the Twins again. Am I a sociopath?
No. You deserve that, Terry. You deserve that moment.
It's not nearly as bad as the Twins 0-18, but those Blue Jays teams have been ready to rock for 4 years, and they have no playoff wins to show for it. Nothing. 0.
16?
16 was the last. They were in the ALCS in 2016.
That was the year that,
that was
Batista hit that crazy home run, right?
Right. And that, in my opinion, that was really the last of that. This new core, the core that we saw in all their lineup, like that team has won over 500 of their games the last 4 years, and they have 0 playoff wins to show for it. Like I do emphasize a little bit, not nearly as bad as Twins problems though.
Sam Doroff says, I need a poster with Royce Lewis, Justin Jefferson, Anthony Edwards, and Kirill Kaprizov. If any of you guys have the connections to make that happen, please make it happen. Someone's got to do it, right? I don't know how you would organize that. Get the signatures, but I would buy that poster.
That would be very cool. Yes.
Frame it, put it behind Declan. Corey Larson says, can you explain how the Twins winning in 2 games instead of 3 positively impacts their chances against the Astros versus if they had played the 3rd game? Do you think there would have been a difference? I don't know. I guess you would have burned Joe Ryan and maybe Maeda.
Yeah.
But then, like, I guess Bailey Ober probably starts game 1.
Game 1. And I mean, it does give you a bit more of a break, which I don't think can hurt you. Yeah. Especially in game 1. So yeah, I mean, I think from probably taking the pressure off for a couple of days standpoint, it helps. But I also, in all seriousness, don't think it sways the series. Like I'm not going to say, well, I think that the Twins are going to win now. The only thing I will say is that we could see, because it just happens in sports, in game 1, the Twins could look better for at least the first portion of that game because, you know, Houston's been off since Sunday. Mm-hmm. But I don't think it sways the series at all.
Yeah.
That evens out.
I think, yeah, it would just impacted the pitching matchup in game 1, but I don't know. Like, Bailey Ober's probably going to pitch game 4 if you get to a game 4. So you're going to have to – Ryan and Ober are going to have to pitch in some order anyways. I mean, Lopez and Sonny Gray are almost certainly locked in for games 2 and 3. And then, you know, going back to the bullpen conversation and how deep this thing is, they didn't even use Maeda or Emilio Pagan in that series against the Blue Jays. Or Paddock. Mm-hmm. Or Funderburg, the other lefty.
Funderburg. I don't know who's going to be on the roster this time. What do you guys think of that?
So Ober comes on the roster probably, right?
Yep.
And then do you bump? But then you only got one lefty, right?
Yeah, but you only got. So I think the difference there though is I only think you trust one. So like,
Yeah.
are you where are you going to have a lefty on lefty matchup where you trust Funderburk enough to pitch him?
And then you'd have to have him face probably a righty at some point, either a pinch hitter, because it can't just be one and done.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're more likely just to run your best pitchers out. So, all right, there's your Feedback Friday here, folks, as we gear up for another Twins playoff series. Let's shout out some friends here, starting with our collectibles page. We'll get to an Immaculate Grid here in just a second, but scorenorth.com/shop, and you can click on collectibles. And look at this right here on the YouTube channel. You can see it here. A Matt Boldy. This is the throwback colored Wild jersey. Custom signed across that number 2 on the 12. All sorts of great things for your man cave, your office. At scorenorth.com/shop, click on collectibles. Use the promo code SKOR at checkout, SKOR, to get 10% off everything site-wide, courtesy of our friends at Universal Sports Auctions. I could see Sports Dad wearing that. Old
Birthday's
school.
coming up. Well, no, I can't wear the Boldy though, because that would go against the Mackey and Judd jersey
Yeah,
rule.
that's true.
But
Yeah.
I could frame it, and my birthday is like right around the corner, so don't look now. But I mean, it would look pretty good right back here.
So basically, when we do these collectibles promotions, Judd just wants the audience to buy him things for his office, which I guess if you're feeling generous, you could do that.
Sports Dad. I mean, I give and give and give. You know, it'd be nice to get something.
Why don't you give Olivia a subscription to one of our listeners, huh? Maybe they can lose some weight.
That's a fantastic idea. And look at that right there. That is firsthand evidence of what the Livia Weight Control Center's program can do for you. Down 40 pounds. That's a couple of years ago now. And I'm going to tell you, here's the best part. The dietitians and nutritionists at Livia are going to help you not only drop that unwanted weight, but keep that weight off as well. And that's the most important thing. This is not a diet. This is not some type of, oh my God, I got to grind through it. No, it's a lifestyle change, and it's a lifestyle change that still allows you to lead your life, because this program works. And if you join right now, 3 months for free. That's right. 3 months for free on a program that I'm going to tell you right now works. You're going to drop those unwanted pounds. You're going to fit into all of those clothes that don't fit right now. Get in great shape for fall. In fact, you could be down 30 pounds by New Year's. Imagine that. January 1st hits and everyone else is like, I got to lose weight. And you're like, I don't, because I'm down 30 pounds. 855-GO LIVEA, Livia.com, Livia Weight Control Centers, Livia, LIVEA.com.
All right, boys, let's put 8 minutes on the clock here. It's time for another Immaculate Grid challenge. We look to go 9 for 9 here on the grid, and if we can hunt a good rarity score, all the more fun. Okay. Judd might hate this one.
The football one today was great. Nothing but teams.
So here's what we're looking for. We're looking for a Met who was a Mariner, a Met who was a Red Sox, and a Met who was a Washington National or an Expo. And then we're looking for a Mariner who won a Gold Glove, a Mariner who had 100 ribs in a season, a Red Sox who won a Gold Glove, a Red Sox who had 100 ribs, and a Nat or an Expo who won a Gold Glove and who had 100 ribs in a season. 8 minutes on the clock. Here we go. Oops. Drop my phone there.
Speaking of making noises, huh? I'm not the only one.
Judd. Would you like to complain about this for 10 seconds before we start?
I rolled my eyes already. No, I'm fine.
Okay.
I rolled my eyes. Everybody knows what I don't like about these grids. No sense in saying it.
I
Let's
like
just get
Gold
to
Gloves
work.
personally, so I
hate
like
Gold
this
Gloves.
When did Gold Gloves start? Can you hover over that?
Yeah.
Or just click on it?
1957.
1957. So, okay. For 100 rib seasons, I mean, the Red Sox are... You got Yaz, you got Teddy Ballgame, you got Mo Vaughn back in the early 90s.
Jimmy Rice. Fred
Nope.
Lynn might have.
Freddie
Rice, I think,
Lynn.
did. Yeah.
Billy
Lot of
Buckner?
choices here. I don't know. He drove in 100 runs.
Nomar.
Did he ironically win a Gold Glove?
No.
Billy
I don't think he
Buckner?
ever did.
No.
Noma. Hey,
Noma?
Noma, you suck.
Trying to think of some other... I mean, Manny, Ortiz... There's so many options.
Oh, Gold Gloves. I'm guessing he had to have won one. The right fielder with a cannon arm, Dwight Dewey Evans.
For Gold Glove, Dwight Evans.
Dwight Evans had a cannon for an arm. I'm not going to
for the Sox.
Yeah, I'm throwing it out there. Write that down because I feel far more comfortable talking about guys that played for teams than I do guessing on Gold Gloves.
So you're not. What are you doing here? Are you not? You're throwing a name out, but we're not supposed to use it.
I'm throwing it out there for you to put on the notepad of potentials when we go through this. You always have a notepad.
I think he would work for both of these for Gold Glove and RBI. Kevin Youkilis.
The Uke. The Uke was a wizard at first base, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He was the Greek god of walks.
Great.
Yeah, we know that.
Great batting stance.
And
One of the last.
Actually,
really
I hated
great
his. I did not like his batting stance.
Did
Dude,
Jacoby Ellsbury win a Gold Glove? Remember that guy?
Yeah, probably did.
Center field, right?
Yep.
Who was I feel like they had a third baseman. Bill Miller. Bill Miller. Remember that guy? Did he win a Gold Glove at third? I don't know.
That I don't know.
We can use the Greek god of walks here. Do you think Gold Glove?
I love that stance.
He was kind of a wizard there, wasn't he?
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's take a shot. Take a crack at it.
Okay.
2%.
Let's see if Dwight.
Great
Evans
goatee.
will-
Coward, Judd. I love how Judd throws a name out and then like decommits from it right away.
Yep. I just said write it down. Write that down.
If you see that he has 100 RBIs, we can't use him because you will be cheating.
I like Mo Vaughn and/or Nomar for this 100 RBI.
Noma. So I'm just trying to see here. Mo Vaughn, Noma, and then the old school ones like Teddy Williams will probably be high.
Manny Ramirez, Ortiz are going to be.
Yeah.
Barrett?
Jim Rice. Jim Rice would be in there.
Yep.
Do people now forget about? Oh, actually, you know what? Mo Vaughn would be a great one for a Met and Red Sox.
A Met who was a Red Sox.
Oh,
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Mo would be great for that because he finished up.
That's going to be pretty high probably, but
we have the same birthday.
So only 7%.
That's not bad. I think people have forgotten about Mo Vaughn.
Mm-hmm.
I think Mo Vaughn's off the radar.
If we ever need an obscure, he won an MVP once with the Red Sox too in the 90s. It was like there was like a Frank Thomas, Mo Vaughn, big first baseman run.
So here's one for a Met and a Washington National. It would have been popular at one time, but it might not be now. Gary Carter.
Yeah.
Great expo.
I'm gonna say 9%, 11%.
9.
Oh, I had it first. 9.
Dude, that's incredible.
Oh, it's weird. It's a weird talent that I have.
How many Randall Liverpool?
I think Brett Boone won a Gold Glove. He would also probably work for
Brett Boone will work for the 100 ribs. Let's write him down.
Okay.
Did Brett Boone win an MVP? No.
No, he came, I think he came close, but no.
Brett Boone. There's a few Mariners options for Gold Glove, right? I mean, Ken Griffey Jr. obviously was a multi-time. Mike Cameron.
Did Tino ever win one at first base?
Tino's that's a good one. Ichiro.
Did King Felix win a Gold Glove?
I was gonna say pitchers.
I'm bad with pitcher Gold Gloves.
We
could go Brett Boone for the 100 ribs. So for Mariner 100 ribs, there's Kyle Seager, but that's pretty recent. I think he was a 100 rib guy. Brett Boone, Declan's guy Jay Buhner.
Oh, Raul Ibanez.
Raul Ibanez. Yeah, that's another good one.
Good.
Is who's more obscure for this one? Raul Ibanez? No, I was thinking Mike Cameron for the Gold Glove. So we can use Raul Ibanez here.
Like it.
Raul.
0.9.
0.9, baby.
Beautiful.
With the Flavor Saver weird early 2000s goatee there, too. Mariners Gold Gloves. Joey Cora might have won a Gold Glove. Dan Wilson?
Ooh, the former golfer. Oh, that'd be low.
I'm going to write that name down.
He was a hell of a defensive catcher. You're not wrong about that.
I'm pretty sure on Mike Cameron. Pretty sure on Mike Cameron. We can come back to this, too.
That would have been like, what, 2000?
Like early 2000s. Didn't they have like Mike Cameron and Ichiro in the same outfield? And that's part of the reason why they won 115 games one year.
Mike Cameron, I don't don't feel good about that, but
We don't have. We can come back to this one.
okay.
Let's float around here. So Expo Gold Gloves, Nat Gold Gloves, Ryan Zimmerman.
Zimmerman will be high. You know who that
Matthew
weird guy,
LeCroy won a Gold Glove at catcher for the Nats. No,
that guy who brought his kid to Adam LaRoche.
Ellen LaRoche.
I think
He was a good
he
defensive
got
player.
one before he went weird.
From an expo standpoint,
yeah.
Delino DeShields, Marquise Grissom, Larry Walker and right.
Ooh, Larry Walker. Do people forget about Larry Walker as an Expo? Because they remember more as a Rocky.
Mm-hmm. Did he win a Gold Glove in Montreal? Didn't he give a ball back to a fan one time with 2 outs?
At Dodger Stadium on Sunday Night Baseball. It was awesome. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
Should we try Larry Walker or are we?
Well, I mean, Delino DeShields and Marquise Grissom were the burners, right?
Yeah,
Are you
Grissom
sure
played
on
center.
any of these or not really?
No. I'm throwing out names of guys who are good fielders. I don't remember Gold Gloves at all.
Okay. I mean,
So
if
I'm throwing
Declan's
out-
confident in Adam LaRoche, that's a pretty obscure one.
Yep, that's good.
It seems like he's the most confident. 4%. There we go.
Nice.
Okay.
We're hunting here, boys.
Pretty good here. So we're at 9, 18. We're at 20, like 23% so far on the rarity. We need to pick it up a little bit if we want to go really low. So we've got, in terms of names here, we're looking for a Met who was a Mariner. We're looking for a Mariner Gold Glove. We get a bunch of options. We have a bunch of options for the Red Sox with 100 RBIs. We just have to pick one. So we could go Noma. We could go Teddy Ballgame. We can go Jimmy Rice. We could go... Oh, dude, you know who else? Did Trot Nixon ever drive in 100?
Oh,
Remember that
boy.
guy?
Yeah.
Or JD Drew?
Dude, you're...
Trot Nixon.
Trot for sure hit like 30 or 40 a couple times, right?
But I feel like-
Jim Rice had to do it, right?
Yeah, Jim Rice was a
I
was
think
a big
Rice
time
and
power hitter.
Nomar are better.
I'm trying to
bets.
think of names. Who's off the radar? Like of those names, Rice and Garcia Parra. Who's sort of like...
The Red Sox have so many guys like this.
Yeah, it was at that ballpark too. I mean, it was just a lot of bombs.
I'm trying to think. Mike Green. Green was it Green?
Greenwell.
Greenwell.
Mike Greenwell.
Mike Greenwell.
Yeah, Mike Greenwell.
Did he drive in a hundo? I'm gonna write that name down. Mike Greenwell.
He had some really good years.
All right. I mean, Nomar is such a big name.
Yeah.
It's
That's why
right
I'm
now we're
thinking-
just trying to find what the lowest. We're not really questioning whether they drove in 100. We're trying to decide how low the percentage is. Right.
Right. Like,
Do you go old school or do you? What about okay? A dumb question.
Yep.
Who was Johnny Pesky? Was he a player?
yeah, the pesky pole is where
Did Johnny Pesky?
would
It's this
get-
Pesky's pole.
Yeah.
Did Johnny Pesky drive in 100? The guy hit the ball down out of the ballpark down the line, right?
Yaz.
Carly Yastrzemski.
I'm sure Yaz did, yeah.
I mean, Yaz won an MVP, right?
So is Yaz or like Jim Rice or Garcia Parra? I mean, I feel like Yaz is really household, right?
Okay, so that's
Still?
you shouldn't- Okay.
Nomar, Jim Rice, or Johnny Pesky.
Okay, Johnny Pesky, I have no idea.
I have no idea. Either.
I think Johnny Pesky was an infielder, and I don't know that he wasn't necessarily like just because the pesky pole speaks to like
Yeah.
just curving it in there. So
Another. I'm just trying to think. Like back. Is Tris Speaker was an old famous like Hall of Fame Red Sox, but I'm pretty sure he was more of a batting average and like speedster guy.
Hey, I'm
Tris
at the
Speaker,
plate. Come on, bring it in here, bring it in, bang, bang.
I don't know that Tris Speaker ever drove in 100. If we were doing like a 300 career hitter or
Yes.
something, we'd probably do Tris Speaker. But
Yes.
so I mean, let's do Noma. Let's
do
do
it.
Noma. Noma.
I hope this is right.
It's right. 3%.
Three.
Nice.
That's nice. Okay, just for fun, I just want to see Mike or Johnny Pesky. Just curious. The guy had a pole down there. You know, he's hitting the ball over the ballpark. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sorry.
You know what I'm saying? Johnny Pesky. Yeah, he wasn't much of a power hitter.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
But
Hence
he was
basketball.
note for some time in the future if we're ever looking for a 200 hits, 300 batting average guy, Johnny Pesky.
Phil, I think also Mike Cameron works for that square too. I think he played for the Mets too, didn't he?
Do you guys recall? Have you ever seen? There's a baseball highlight of a guy playing third base for the Mariners. His name was Lenny Randall, who blows the ball foul at the Kingdome. It's a famous highlight clip. It's from the 70s.
I've seen that clip.
He played for both teams.
For both the Mets?
Yep.
Okay.
Randle. All
right.
Lenny Randall.
Right there?
Yep. And nobody's going to remember.
This will be under 1%.
Oh
0.4%.
Good stuff.
All right, so we just need... We're in a good spot here. We need a Mariner Gold Glover, and we need a Washington National / Expo that drove in 100. That's not Gary Carter or Adam LaRoche. So there's so many options for the 100, I feel like. I mean, we could go Andre Dawson, Andres
Galarraga. Walker probably did it, right?
Vladimir Guerrero.
Vlad will be high. Well, yeah, I mean, he'll be high-ish. Bryce Harper will be.
Moises Salou.
Oh, when he wasn't peeing on his hands, he was a master with
or Henry Rodriguez.
Oh, that's a flex.
Can we do
Henry Rodriguez is an absolute flex.
Oh, Henry.
What a
They
flex.
had the O. Henry bars, and then he went to the Cubs. I only know that because he went to the Cubs in 98.
Oh, my God, that's such a flex.
Henry Rodriguez?
92 to 02.
He was so good.
Yep.
Should we try it? Come on, one time.
It could be wrong.
One time.
Oh, 0.5.
What a flex, dude. I forgot about Henry Rodriguez. At
Oh,
Olympic
Henry,
State,
baby.
Stade Olympique. Dude. Oh, my God, dude.
Okay, now we just need a low percentage Mariner Gold Glover. I mean, you threw out Felix. Pitchers are going to be pretty low. Jamie Moyer?
I think Brett Boone did it.
Beltre did it for sure.
Beltre probably did it.
Boone wouldn't surprise me because that was an era too where like if you were just a popular second baseman, you probably want to go glove.
Like I'm sure he really wasn't a wizard.
Who would be a lower percentage, Mike Cameron or Brett Boone?
I think Boone.
Probably Boone.
Yep.
Well, 1 second. I'm just trying. I'm trying to think of other obscure ones real quick before you click on this one, because they've had some obscure stuff. Dan Wilson would be a fun one.
I think Dan Wilson might be right too. But you know what? I just know he was a really good defensive catcher. I have no bleeping clue. The problem, the reason why I hate this for Gold Gloves, managers vote for it.
Yeah, they don't know.
So they have no idea who's good.
That one year, who was it? The Palmeiro. Well, who was the guy that DH'd for like the whole year?
Rafael Palmeiro. Played like 20 games at first base and won it.
Yeah.
Ken Herbeck never won one.
I am comfortable with Brett Boone.
Okay.
But I don't think it's the lowest percentage of names we just threw out. So we'll see what happens here.
All right, let's get it.
Let's get
it right. Let's get this right. Let's get this right. Let's get it.
There it is. 29 rarity score. That's our best rarity score.
Dude,
let's go. What was the percent? 2% on Booney, dude.
That's good. 2%. That's great.
We got some names to look up here now. We're not going to be able to get the percentage, but Mike Cameron. Although I could go on my phone here and type a name in.
Robbie Cano.
Mike Cameron was a 3-time Gold Glove winner.
Oh.
He won one also with the Padres. Mets, Padres. I'm sorry, Mariners and Padres. There we go.
Yeah, I think he worked. Yeah, he does work for Mariners and
he did.
Mets.
He did hit 30 jacks. His most home runs in the season came with the Mets in 04.
Yes, he definitely worked.
Mike Cameron.
Worked for them.
Huh.
Wow, you guys. What was the other name we were going to look up? Dwight Evans.
Yeah.
Did you already do that?
Yes, he won. He won
Dan
one,
Wilson.
and he was 4%.
Dan Wilson, yeah.
Did John Oldroyd ever win one?
Oh, that's a good
one.
one.
For Seattle, right?
Dan Wilson was an all-star, but he never won a Gold Glove.
Yep.
So if we're ever looking for a Mariner all-star, remember Dan Wilson, the Gophers catcher. He went to an all-star game one year.
Cool.
Dude, it's 29 rarity score. Let's go. Get those O. Henry bars.
That's a great one.
That's how you pump it up for Twins playoff weekend here.
Henry Rodriguez.
And we're going to test drive Target Field, the latest date into October that we've ever test driven it, I think, on October 10th. I don't think we've ever tried playing a baseball game in the middle of October like that here. 14 years of this ballpark.
And it's getting chilly.
Love it. A little nip in the air.
A former colleague of ours would have called for a dome on this show.
Yeah. Put a roof on it, Rami. Pour one out. Love our guy Rami. All right, that's to wrap on the Twin Show here, where we need a new slogan now that the Twins have won their first playoff game and series in 2 decades. We'll see you after game 1.